As part of our Let's Talk series, we got to meet so many of you when we got to go to Pleasant Hill a few weeks ago, go to this coffee shop. We had a great time.
We really did have such a good time. So many lovely conversations and a lot of great stories. And one of the first things I noticed in downtown Pleasant Hill, all the history and all the local businesses.
This is a 60 Cadillac quarter panel.
Jeff Wilson grew up in Pleasant Hill. His restoration shop downtown brings the past back to life.
It's kind of a melding of the old and the new. Some things you can't keep as exactly as they were when they were to move on. But some things you can keep the flavor.
And you can see that on the streets of downtown Pleasant Hill too.
It's the best place to do business from. It is. It's a big part of my life.
Just see that small town charm. It kind of gives you that Hallmark feeling.
Julie Brown actually grew up in a small town in Montana, and she says it's that small town feeling that really drew her here.
We'll just move some of these around a little bit.
Lisa Hoffman grew up in a small town in Nebraska, and while she now lives in Lee Summit, she opened a store in downtown Pleasant Hill. Her son's wrestling tournament, she says, brought her to Pleasant Hill for the first time.
And I started exploring. I saw the little signs that said downtown, and I always have an interest in historic downtown.
Great people putting in a lot of work into it.
Brown and her husband opened their antique shop here years before moving to Pleasant Hill. It all started looking for a perfect spot for their shop.
We came on a Sunday. It felt like a ghost town, and I was like, what are we doing here?
Both business owners spent time renovating and breathing new life into their spaces first. I reached out to the city, and a spokesperson told me in the last decade, about 20 buildings have been renovated or are being renovated now.
This downtown has really grown and changed in the last 8 years.
A spokesperson for Missouri Main Street Connection told me the Pleasant Hill Main Street program began in 2018, and that since 2020, Pleasant Hill's downtown historic district has seen 11 net new businesses, 16 net new jobs created, and $5.2 million in public and private investment. Numbers he called impressive for a small community, while adding there is still work to do. You can see that investment in places like the People's Theater and other renovated spaces.
I'm a believer that these little downtowns are the heartbeat of the city. You know, if the historic downtown is thriving, the rest of the city is too.
Being a part of the Main Street Connection program was another reason Hoffman felt drawn to open her shop in Pleasant Hill 5 years ago.
And I'd like to be a part of that growth, maybe be a part of the reason why it is doing better.
It's so great to meet Julie and Lisa, and they are big volunteers with the Pleasant Hill Historic District and talking about helping out the farmers market, and they have events and galas and so many fun things that really is bringing the downtown to life.